Football fans, and welcome to 3 and Out, brought to you by INDvsNO Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. This is me, your boy Larry B. Bridger, here again on another beautiful Wednesday evening. It is Wednesday, December 11th, 2019, and I'll tell you what, the sun is officially down over here on the West Coast. It's nice and chilly outside, at least for California. And I'll tell you what, it's feeling like football, baby. Oh, yes. I know, we're 14 weeks into the season, but it's a different kind of a football when you get to this side of the season, because we have 3 weeks to go in the regular season, and oh yeah, bowl season is here in college. But let's go ahead and get on to the NFL for this week. Oh my gosh, last week the Bears did exactly what I thought they would do, and the Cowboys maybe gave a little bit more of a fight than I thought they would. However, Jerry Jones says the game was worse than it really was on the scoreboard, and I agree. Also, Falcons pull off a victory over the Panthers, but congratulations, you beat a JV team. The Panthers are as depleted as it gets. Falcons, hey, at least they got a nice little win. Ravens over the Bills. I commend the Bills on a great game versus a very good team that could probably be a Super Bowl contender. As a matter of fact, I predicted them to win it all. Anyway, at least for right now. Browns over the Bengals. That was a little more of a struggle than I thought you should have, alright, Browns? Just saying. Packers and Redskins. That's another iffy type of a game, but I'll tell you what, the Packers certainly got a handful from the Redskins, but, well, they handled business at the end of the day, got the victory. Vikings over the Lions. I am so bummed for the Lions this year, man. I mean, it's another rebuilding year, I guess, but my gosh, the Vikings, well, they're there for a reason in the playoffs, and, well, they're good enough. Saints and Niners, oh my gosh, the Niners are every bit as advertised. This team can go very far. Continue to do your thing, Niners. Jets and Dolphins, yeah, talk about the sad bowl, but is what it is. This is a interesting game. Jets get a win. Whoop-de-doo. Buccaneers, well, hey, Jameis Winston gets thrown up a million times a game. They might get picked off 100 times. It might pay off, and this time it actually paid off over a Colts team who I think should have won this game. Regardless, congratulations, Colts. Buccaneers. Broncos will greatly awaken the Texans. The Chargers finally get a huge victory, but was it really that much of a victory? Rams over the Seahawks in a crazy game on Sunday Night Football. Chiefs will defeat the Pats. Oh, I feel a revenge game coming in the playoffs. Steelers over the Cardinals in what was a very, very good football game. And the Giants let it go yet again. You are now tuned in live to 3 and Out, right here on INDvsNO Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, football fans. Well, here we are yet again for another wall-to-wall, action-packed edition of 3 and Out right here on INDvsNO Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As I always say, y'all, all glory to God. That's right. All glory to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, nothing is possible. And of course, big ups to all the listeners out there, for without y'all, INDvsNO Radio is nothing. So we appreciate y'all. Of course, as I always say, big ups to the man above, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And hey, always gotta show thanks. So, today's show is gonna be a little different, a little something here. It's gonna be extremely brief on the recap because, well, why should it be that much longer? And, of course, we're just going to have a single guest coming on. No primetime face-off for the first game, but then we'll have 2 primetime face-offs coming up back-to-back, and then my short, condensed picks for this week. It's going to be an action-packed 2 hours. I hope you are ready to rock and roll. So, with that said, of course, got to say what's up to the chat room right quick. Let me jump on over there, because I know we got somebody's in there right now, so let's get on over there to the chat room and find out who it is. All right, what's going on, Taryn? Taryn's up in there. He says, hello, everyone. Hope everyone has an amazing week. Have a great show. Hey, thank you very much, Sarah. I appreciate you for tuning in, brother. I definitely will have a great show. Thank you, sir. So, quick and dirty recap of this week. Seriously, it was hilarious. I mean, the Bears, really, guys, are you serious? I honestly thought they would beat the Cowboys more. The Cowboys are going nowhere fast, and I think we all know it. Cowboy fans, my apologies. Don't hate on me. Don't get mad. Is what it is. I really do think Jerry Jones needs to change there, and I think the game was way worse than it was on the field than it was on the scoreboard. The Bears absolutely obliterated them. How they got 24 points, I don't know. Anyway, I forgot to throw my Raiders on there on the introduction, but we suck. That's all there is to it. There's nothing more to that. I really did. I forgot to throw them in there because they're at the top of the list because they're on my ESPN ScoreCenter app. Regardless, Raiders are absolutely trash, and we all know they're trash. If they win one more game, whoop-de-doo. Hopefully they win the last one in Oakland. That'd be nice, Raiders. But our secondary is absolute crap. We know they're absolute crap. Linebackers don't know what the hell they're doing. Defensive line are getting worse every week, which is concerning me because they were doing so good at the beginning of the year. What's up, Max Crosby? You're the man. You're the only guy doing anything down there. You and Benson Mayowa. Everyone else is absolute nothing. Hurst every now and then. Farrell when he wants to play. So I'm just saying, we're nothing special. Offense is starting to get worse. Carr's making dumb decisions. It's just starting to really crumble. So Raiders, hey, is what it is. Next year, I guess, right? Anyway, Titans, good job for you guys, man. Titans got a nice victory. It was 21-21 at the half, and the Titans pulled this thing off. Got a nice victory. You know what? Congratulations. Tannehill's looking pretty good. Derrick Henry's running crazy. I like this. Anyway, next up, Falcons and Panthers. I mean, there's nothing to talk about here. You know, after that, Rivera's gone. I'm still not too happy about that. Whatever. Is what it is. Rivera's on, you know, he's out. Newton's, you know, still injured. I mean, once again, the Falcons are playing better nowadays. They're definitely not a playoff team, but they're playing better. Nothing more concerning, though, than how they started off the season. Whatever. They get a victory, though. Anyway, Ravens get a victory over the Bills. I thought this was an amazing performance by the Bills. They fought this team extremely well. The Ravens are a good football team, guys, and the Bills fought them all the way tooth and nail. Beasley continues to be the most underrated player, I think, in the NFL, in my opinion, and it was a good game. Anyway, Ravens over the Bills, 24-17, and let me get a quick recap here. Bears over the Cowboys, 34-21. Titans over the Raiders, 42-21. Falcons over the Panthers, 40-20. And Ravens over the Bills, 24-17. Then the Browns over the Bengals. Like I said, are you serious? I thought they really should have won this by more. The Browns are anything but good. They've had the last 2 years, I've given them A+ in the offseason, and they continue to not be that great of a team. I mean, it's really kind of weird that they get all these first-round picks. I don't know. It is what it is. Browns are just kind of on fire, whatever. And the Bengals, you know what? For not having the best season, you guys gave the Browns a pretty good fight. Don't know if that was just bad football altogether or I guess a really good performance by the Bengals. But anyway, Packers should be concerned. The Redskins are not that great of a team. I don't know how you let them be within 5 points of you. Regardless, they at least got the victory. Concern there, but whatever. Win's a win, right? With that said, Vikings and the Lions. This was a good football game. The Vikings continue to show that, yeah, they're pretty good. And they should be, you know, respected as a playoff team. I don't think they're going to go very far in the playoffs, but they're respected as a playoff team, at least in my opinion, much better than last year. The Lions, I had high hopes this year for Matt Patricia. Hopefully it's next year. I really hope it's next year. As I always say, I'm a big fan of that guy. Hopefully that defense really gets up next year, and that offense can start to gel. Anyway, Niners and Saints. You can't talk enough about these Niners and playing as good as they have been. What a good team. Extremely strong team, and they battled the Saints all the way to the end. I can't even say anything about the Saints right now because they you know what, they played great football, and I all hats off to the Niners, man. This team is amazing, 48-46, and they fought adversity in this game. They just looked good. Jets and the Dolphins, seriously, it's like, what does the winner want, a cookie? I mean, it's seriously like, it's terrible. I had an analogy on the defining moment that I forgot I said, but it's seriously like, there's no winner here. Like, it's whoop-de-doo. Like, this is kind of like a game of Madden between two friends. Like, to you guys, is important, but to everybody else, like, who cares? I mean, it's seriously what it is. The Jets, they went on a last-second field goal. Great, wonderful job, guys. Yeah, I got a win over the Dolphins. Whoop-de-doo. You know, Sam Pickens nails a 44-yard field goal. Good for him. But Jets get the victory, 22-21 over the Dolphins. Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, as I always like to say, Jameis Winston, as I've started saying this week, he throws up a million times, you know, throws a million picks, throws a million passing yards, you know, greater the risk, greater the reward. This week it paid off. The Colts didn't look that great. I don't know what's going on with them, but the Buccaneers came to play. Good job, Jameis. You know what? I like them. Jameis Winston came out to play this week. Sucks for Evans. I hope he gets well soon, comes back next season better than ever. But unfortunately for the Colts, they would take the L. And fortunately for the Buccaneers, they got that victory, 38-35. Good job, Bucks. The Texans are extremely humble. The Broncos beat them down. This was also kind of like Thursday Night Football of last week. It was way worse than it was. I don't know how the Texans even got 24 points. They got beat down by a team that is not that good. The Broncos' offense is extremely depleted. There's nothing there that is even worth talking about. I'm sorry, Broncos, but their offense is terrible. And they lit up this so-called amazing Texans defense. Or not amazing, but, you know, they're supposed to be this big-time defense. Ramon Cornell, dude, what happened? Nothing against Cornell, but I'm just saying this defense took a lashing, and overall the offense, we're we're waiting. You know, are they going to ever get past the second round after that game? I don't know. It's just 1 week, I know, but whatever. Broncos got the victory 30-24. Good job, Denver. Chargers over the Jaguars. Yeah, it's kind of like beating a JV team. Like I said, it's really nothing to cheer about, but at least they got a nice victory, 45-10. Good job, Phillip Rivers. I believe his birthday. Taryn told me his birthday was on Sunday or a couple of days before or somewhere around there. So good job. Happy birthday, Phillip Rivers. You got a nice victory. And, well, they got a nice win. So, anyway, on the road. After that, Chiefs over the Patriots in a game that I really thought the Patriots were going to win. Overall, guys, the Patriots, I don't see them, I don't know. They're dangerous, and I still think they're going to do extremely well this year. And they're going to continue to play. I really do think they're going to do pretty well. They're going to get somewhere deep in the playoffs. They're falling apart right now, but somehow, some way, they're going to surge. I've learned that through all the years. And if they lose, then they freaking lose. But it's what the Patriots have done in the past that's made me believe that they're just not going to fall off. Okay, of course, my best friend's a Patriots fan. I defend them, but overall, Tuck rule. Remember that. So I'm not a as a Raider fan, I'm not a Pats fan. But I've just learned, hey, sometimes you just got to give it to the teams that are up there, like Bama. If they were to have Tua right now, it'd be hard to not pick them in the playoffs. I'm just saying, it's just how it goes. So. Big victory, though, for the Chiefs, 23-16 on the road in Gillette. First team to knock them off in like 40-some tries or something like that. It's been a while, so I don't know, something like that. But it's been a while, 30-some tries, I don't know. But good job for them. Anyway, Steelers get down in Arizona. Really good game. Overall, I don't know. This was a game I couldn't really watch all that much. But the Steelers are a well-oiled machine. You know what? Hats off to Coach Tomlin. This guy make something out of nothing, and the Steelers right now are absolutely nothing. There's nothing you can. I can't really say positive anything about they're a bunch of no names, which is kind of cool. But overall, I just feel like right now the Steelers are a team that should not be winning all these games, but they're somehow doing it. I mean, it's awesome. So. Good job to them. Nice victory. I don't see them going very far in the playoffs, but good victory. And the Cardinals, you know what? They're getting better. Kyler Murray, you're the man, dude. So 23-17, Steelers on the road over the Cardinals, and then Sunday Night Football, Rams over the Seahawks, 28-12. I did not see this coming. I don't know how this even happened, but the Seahawks looked absolutely horrific. They looked nothing like they played all year long. The Rams also looked nothing like they played all year long. The Rams look like the Rams from last year. Don't get excited, Rams fans, because they're not the team from last year, clearly. But a late surge is nice. Regardless, nice little victory there over the Seahawks, 28-12. Once again, at home in the Coliseum. Hey, give your fans a nice victory. Not like you're going to go anywhere. I'm just saying, but good game. Good game. For the Rams. Did a good job. Once again, 28-12 over the Seahawks on Sunday Night Football. And then on the Monday Night Football, this was sad. I mean, seriously, guys. Giants are... It's like, I don't know. I mean, at least they, I don't know. It's a little easier, I guess, this year to be a Raider fan because we've at least won more games. But the Giants just love to give games away. Like, I am frustrated for Giants fans. Like, seriously, how? I mean, they have this freaking game won. Then the Eagles just come right on back. Good job to the Eagles for fighting back. Good job. But still, they fell apart. Okay? Then the Eagles come right back, force overtime, and then in overtime, him and his offense drive down the field, okay? Wentz and the Eagles offense drive right down the field. Then a blown coverage right to Ertz. Wentz to Ertz in the end zone. Blown coverage. No one was there covering him. Touchdown. 23-17 in overtime. Eagles win this thing. Awesome. Yeah. Sucks for the Giants. Manning had such a good game in his first start since, week 3? So, good stuff, but overall, just wasn't enough. Anyway, that right there is my quick little sum up. Kind of nasty, my bad, but I tell it how it is. A little sum up of week 14. And there you have it. So, with that said, I'm going to take myself a quick little break. Give me some water real quick. Finish the rest of my dinner. And when we get back, I'll be on air with Mr. Scott Scholl. That's right. Die-hard Ravens fans will be talking about the playoffs and talking a little bit about his Ravens team coming right up after the break. Once again, you are listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your directing for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
From the home plate to the nets, the end zone to the finish line, here nothing is off limits and no sport is safe. Not what it seems, with your host Caitlin Seam, bringing you sports like you've never heard before. Catch me Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on IE Sports Radio. The only question is, are you ready?
Scoreboard Show with your host Gabriel Montoya. This is the show for soccer, football fans, or whatever you call the beautiful game. Every week I tackle the latest and greatest news from around the soccer world, from the English Premier League to the World Cup to MLS, Liga MX, and more. You can listen to the Soccer Scoreboard Show and our lineup of fantastic guests every Friday at noon here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Drivers, start your engines. Auto racing takes many forms, from the close quarter contact of NASCAR
to the high-speed, high-risk atmosphere of IndyCar,
all the way to the pinnacle of technology with the Formula One World Championship.
No matter if you prefer the high banks of Daytona,
the concrete canyons of Long Beach,
or the flowing curves of the Nürburgring.
The international language of motorsports is simple. Go fast,
run hard,
and come home first.
So join us, myself, Darrell Kinsey Jr.,
Lolita Camello,
and Michael Ward,
on a world tour of all the best motorsports has to offer on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on your home for all that is sports. IE Sports Radio.
Wrestling fans in the podcast world, you are in the right place to listen to the right show, the premier show in the professional wrestling podcasting world. This is Ring Rambling Radio, and you are listening to one of the co-hosts. I am Martin Sandoval, a.k.a. the SoCal Saint, along with my two co-hosts, the lovely Felicia and my boy Matt. Yes, every Saturday or every other Saturday morning, you can listen to us, the premier wrestling team, giving you the premier wrestling news, rumors, updates, event discussions, everything that has to do with professional wrestling. You're in the right place. IE Sports Radio presents Ring Rambling Radio. Don't miss it, because it's just too sweet.
Hey guys, it's Blake Kinley, better known as H-Town Blake to some of you. Happy to announce that Bases Loaded is back in full force. We'll be bringing that high heat every Tuesday night here on IE Sports Radio. So come home, get ready, dig into that batter's box, and see if you can chase that high heat, baby. So we'll be coming to you live with all the stats, all the rundowns, all the division rivalries, and every team that's going to make the playoff push to get to that one and only October and get to the pinnacle of what baseball is, to hoist that Commissioner's Trophy when it's all said and done.
College football, and do you want to hear a college football show dedicated to all that is college football, including junior college and the CCCAA and the NYJvsBAL, the NAIA, and the NCAA, including Division III, Division II, Division I AA in the FCS, and Division I A in the FBS? Well, then look no further. Join myself, Larry B., and my colleagues, Mr. H-Town Blake Henley, and Mr. Christian Espinoza, each week during the college football season for the latest in college football on 3 and Out College Edition, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Good day, folks. Yours truly, Nico Green here, reminding you, tune in to the Neutral Zone Hockey Talk Radio Show, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, proudly brought to you by IE Sports Radio. It's the Neutral Zone. All hockey, all the time. Take care. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Phil Robinson, running point, setting up Phil Jones for the finish. Join us every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, as we break down the week in basketball on the home for Real Talk Sports Radio, IESportsRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Brian McLaughlin. In the National Football League, there are approximately 17 million total fans.
I'm Andrew Guzman. My Dallas Cowboys make up almost 9 million of those fans.
And my Seahawks have a very loyal fan base of around 4 million.
That's more than 3/4 of all the fans.
That's absolutely correct, Andrew. And on the Common Ground Football Podcast, we'll be talking about the good, bad, and the ugly of these teams.
We'll have weekly picks, discuss transactions, injuries.
And we'll chat about the rest of the league, too.
Blake freaking Bortles?
Oh, yes. And Captain Andrew Luck.
Excellent. What about Fitzmagic?
Oh, let's not get carried away now.
Oh, all right, then.
Join us each week at commongroundfootballpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcast.
It's going to be
awesome.
Hey, what's up, sports fans? You're looking for a different type of sports talk show, something you haven't heard before? You gotta check out the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday on 2 Live Stews Radio, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sports talk at its finest. Always have great guests, playing some good hip-hop. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in to the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. If you like sports, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like comedy, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like a different opinion coming from a different angle, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. So join me Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And of course, my man Lopan on TheWaitAMinuteShow.com. Ain't that right, Lopan?
What up, all you boxing fans? This is Vince Wright, the sports governor, and me and Gilbert Batista are the host of Ringside on IE Sports Radio. Make sure you keep it tuned to IE Sports Radio, Spreaker.com for the latest edition of Ringside. All the boxing news you need right here. Keep it tuned, Spreaker.com, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Lopan, they didn't even want you. Heck, they didn't even want me. But you know what? Right about now, they have no choice. Looking for the real sports talk? Talk that's for us, the people? Look no further. The Wait a Minute Show, a prime time sports comedy cocktail that tucks you in at night. Join me and Lopan Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 2LiveStewsRadio.com and Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the WaitAMinuteShow.com. Sounds like a plan to me. Ain't that right, Lopan? Indeed.
What's going on, football fans? So, we have returned. Unfortunately, we had some difficulties with Scott. I don't know what the heck happened. This is really difficult for us to, connect. So, it's all good. I'm going to go ahead and literally talk about, I really want to talk about, I think this is, created the biggest stir between my peeps in the group, in our 3 and Out group, and, of course, with myself and everything, about the playoff picture that I predicted. So, we'll briefly, of course, at the end of the segment, get into what should have been the primetime face-off for tonight. But let's all be realistic. I mean, Jets, Baltimore Ravens. I mean, it's not much to talk about there. I do believe that the Jets will fight the Ravens because the defense is actually pretty good. I mean, they stopped the crap out of my Raiders for sure, which that's not saying much either. JV team once again. But I just feel like right now, the Ravens should have no problem winning this game, because being real. So, anyway, what's up, everybody in the chat room, by the way? Appreciate the heck out y'all for tuning in. And gotta say what's up. What's going on, Saren? What's going on? Looking crazy, man. My boy Ashton is up in the chat room, so big shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for joining me. Alrighty, so be sure to chat along with me for this, because this is going to be kind of funny. At the same exact time, it's a lot of fun. So, I have the forum, okay, if you guys want to join me in the forum on IESportsRadio.com, check it out. I have the forum up, and you can check it out and tune in. Check it out and, give your thoughts, give your comments and everything. Create your own, sign in, make an account, make your own in the forum. A bunch of diehard fans just like you guys, well, just like me, just like all of you guys, y'all. So, jump on in there and show some love. So, let's go ahead and take a look here at why I picked what I picked in the forum, okay? So, let's get to it. I will jump on over right now and talk a little bit about that whole deal. So, I picked, of course, right now, if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, okay? I've, of course, taken a big old, a nice little chunk out of my boy, Mr. Nico Green. He always like to say that on the neutral zone, if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, this is how it would look. Well, that's what I did today. Wanted to take a little bit of a look there at, if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, and give my reasoning of why I picked all the way to the Super Bowl, of why I picked. So, we got to here. Let's take a brief little look here at the timing for tonight's show. I just want to make sure I'm on time. Alright, we got about 15 minutes to get through this. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about why I picked him, and that's it. So, as of right now, in the AFC, Baltimore is currently number 1. Okay, understand that I am taking Baltimore because of the fact that that defense is extremely talented, Marquise Hollywood Brown is going off right now. And seriously, Lamar Jackson is a force of his own. I mean, this dude is insane. He is extremely talented. Okay, like extremely talented, very tough player. And he does every bit of what you would imagine. I mean, oh my, seriously, I was playing Madden earlier. This guy's amazing on Madden. I'm just saying, like, dude, he's exactly what you want in a quarterback. A guy that is not afraid to sit in the pocket and throw the ball and get rid of the dang thing, but at the same exact time, he will not hesitate as well to take off, and he will gain first downs. I mean, the guy is extremely talented, very good player, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do moving forward in this season. Now, we have here the New England Patriots, current second overall seed. They just lost the Chiefs, I know, but we'll get into that momentarily. Anyway, then we have the wild card, okay, 3 through 6. We have Kansas City, Houston, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh. Okay, now, Pittsburgh would be going to Kansas City, and Buffalo would be going to Houston. So, here are my reasonings on this. I picked Pittsburgh over Kansas City. I'm sorry. I picked Kansas City over Pittsburgh to 35-21. Now, why did I pick that score? Because Pittsburgh is anything but impressive. They have fought this season very well, especially without their players, okay? They took a very hard hit. Tomlin is an amazing coach. He's done so well with this team, but I don't think they're ready for Kansas City. Kansas City just has this ability. I mean, Tyreek Hill is exactly what his Twitter handle is or was. I don't know if he's changed it or anything recently, but he is a cheetah. No joke. This guy is amazing. Okay, his speed already is giving them an upside on any one-on-one matchup. Okay, sorry to the DBs, the secondary of Pittsburgh, but I'm just saying he's extremely fast. Kelsey is not the easiest guy to guard. Their linebackers are good, don't get me wrong, but I honestly don't see anybody defending Kelsey the way that he needs to be guarded. I mean, there's going to be holes no matter what, even if you double team this guy. He's an extremely tough competitor and a very tough, like I said, tough competitor, very, very tough offense they're going to be facing here. Okay, especially on top of that, you got a guy by the name of Patrick Mahomes who has just taken the NFL by storm last year, and he's continuing to do so this year. Do pretty good. He was injured, he's back. But what I'm getting at is I just feel that they're better. I think that they will, put up a decent amount of points on them. Pittsburgh will get their licks. I'm not counting them out. They will get their licks. Kansas City's defense is not all that great. I think they were a lot better last year. However, I think they'll get enough to get it done. 35-21. Anyway, so I hung on that one a little bit too long. My apologies. But then I have Buffalo over Houston. Very simple. Okay, 38-31. Reason why is because Buffalo's offense just showed so much. They were able to put up a good amount of points. Okay, what did they put up? I think 17 or something like that against against the Ravens. The Ravens defense is like way better than Houston. Houston right now is just trying to hold on to what they can. To think that defense was so great a couple of years back, and now it's just like a shell of themselves. Okay, Buffalo's offense has really begun to surge. I'll tell you right now, Allen has come into his own. I am so excited for this freaking team moving forward. That's why I have them beating Houston in a close game. Okay, I think it's going to be a good one. 38-31. Let's do it. I have Buffalo going on. In that case, the divisional round will look like this. I have here Kansas City. Kansas City will then be going to New England, and Buffalo will be going to Baltimore. Now, I know, Reverend Dave, my apologies. I know he got all over me talking about, the Chiefs just beat New England in Gillette. Yeah, but can lightning strike twice? I mean, seriously, it's Belichick. It's Belichick. And if it's anything I've learned in the playoffs, it's the fact that it's hard to pick against the freaking Patriots, guys. They are extremely talented team on defense. On the other side of the ball, they're just waiting for that one receiver to just emerge. And I don't know. I mean, they can't make any deals, anything like that anymore. It's over. But I do feel like right now, N'Keal Harry, I don't know if he when he comes back, I have no idea. But right now, Edelman is their guy. This dude is going to be extremely hard to contain. Okay, they don't have. I think they have Benjamin Watson right now. I'll tell you right now, this team has. There is so much fight in this team, and that defense alone, I think, will be enough to keep it close. They will extremely dissect. Okay, they will dissect this film so much To where, and that by that point in time, they'll be in playoff mode. I think they'll be a little bit better. The Patriots will be actually probably a lot better than they are right now. I just have this feeling that the Chiefs go back to Gillette. It won't be a blowout, but I really do feel like the Patriots will hand the Chiefs a loss, 21-14. I seriously feel like the next time they'll be prepared. Now they have film. I mean, there's just so much more. And then of course you have the greatest of all time, the GOAT, in my opinion. Okay, Tom Brady. Nothing against the Chiefs here. Okay. Yeah, I'm a Raider fan, and I can't even stand my freaking Raiders, so it's not because I'm biased. I just really, and yeah, I said my best friend Alex is a Patriots fan, but once again, I've just learned from so many years of picking against the Patriots in the playoffs that, you know what, it's kind of hard to do. So I think they're a great team, and I just think Belichick will kick in. We'll analyze, and they'll find something to control these guys and to knock them off. So, or to control them and to eventually beat them in the playoffs. I may be wrong. Is what it is. Then in the other game, okay, Buffalo and Baltimore. Listen up, Baltimore. This was a great game the last time around. I just feel like right now Baltimore will also go into that playoff mode, and they'll probably beat Buffalo by a little bit more than they did last time. It is a good football game all the way around, but I just feel like Baltimore's defense will cave a little bit because the offense of Buffalo will, I think, kick it into high gear. Regardless, I think this is the point where the offense, Baltimore's offense just goes. They just kick it into high gear and they go. They kick it into high gear and they win this game, 35-24. Then, of course, in the AFC Championship, I have New England taking on Baltimore again. For the last couple of weeks here on this show, now I actually put it into writing in our forum, but I really did have New England beating Baltimore. But the way New England has played recently, I think that if they pull out all of their tricks versus Kansas City, Baltimore's just going to dissect that film. I know the Patriots will have every bit of a game plan ready for Baltimore, but once again, it's just that defense is so freaking good. It's going to be even tougher because now you got a guy like Lamar Jackson, who I'm not trying to say he's better than Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying this dude is absolutely, he's battle tested, man. This guy is every bit of the machine you want behind center. He's going to be extremely hard to stop. And more than anything, I just feel like right now, Baltimore, they would just be riding that tale of, well, we did it before. I know the Chiefs did it too. Okay, I get it. But I just feel like right now, Baltimore, I think the defense is what's going to do it. Their defense is a little bit better than Kansas City's defense, and I think that will be the difference. And Baltimore will win this thing 24-14, and then I have Baltimore going on to Super Bowl 34. Super Bowl 54. Then we have here in the NFC, okay? I have here, of course, we have here the San Francisco 49ers, the number 1 seed, and the number 1, 2 seed, the Green Bay Packers. To think, right? Because a year ago they were terrible. Is what it is. When Rodgers isn't there, I don't know. They're not that good. And when he's there, they're amazing. One guy. It is what it is. He's the difference. Anyway, in the wild card, we have New Orleans from 3 to 6. New Orleans, Dallas, Seattle, and Minnesota. Okay, so hear me out. Minnesota will go to New Orleans. Seattle will go to Dallas. Minnesota is a good team, but and trust me, since New Orleans, I don't know, Breeze came back, they're okay, but I don't see them being at all this dominant type of team right now. Minnesota is not, New Orleans is not this monstrous team that I thought they were going to be going into the season. They're just not. Bridgewater played, I think, a little bit better than Breeze did. I'm not going to diss Breeze, but I'm just saying I feel like they had something better going. I think they lost a game before he came back. Before Breeze came back with Teddy, is what it is, whatever. Or if it didn't, my bad. Got a lot of sports I got to talk about, guys, so if I forget something, forgive me. But overall, I just feel like right now, Minnesota is good, but not good enough to defeat the Saints. And the Saints, I think, at home will get a nice victory. I know they just lost at home recently, but I just feel like they will too kick it into playoff mode. And I feel like right now Breeze will then turn it on as much as possible. The defense will start to answer the call a little bit, and I just really feel like right now the Saints will probably edge out that game. Maybe not edge out. I got them winning by 10 points, but I think right now it's fair, at least for me to say, at least, I don't know, some of you may, definitely you Vikings fans disagree, but I think the Saints will win this one 24-14. Then we're on to the next game, Seattle versus Dallas. Okay, well, Seattle at Dallas. This is kind of weird because I don't even want to give Dallas any points. I mean, that offense is terrible. There's nothing there that says, oh yeah, this is a heavy playoff team. They'll get there. Okay, once again, this is if the playoffs... There's no guarantee that the Cowboys are even going to the playoffs, okay? But for right now, we have a team that I, once again, don't think is very good right now. The Cowboys, I had high hopes for them going into the season, and right now they're just nothing at all of what I think anybody thought, including their own fans. So right now, Seattle is looking good. They just lost a tough one to the Rams. Yeah, it was kind of rough. But overall, I just think that the Seahawks are a better team. They've added Clowney now. He's been a pretty good asset to their defense. I just think overall it's going to be hard for them to contain Wilson. The defense, they've kept them in games, but they'll eventually cave, I think, in this game. And then I got Seattle winning 31-24. Once again, don't ask me how I even gave Dallas 24 points in this one. I just think they'll go into playoff mode as well. They'll get some points, but there's definitely not going to be... I don't see them getting past this round at all. Anyway, so... Once again, it's just my opinions, my thoughts, but from what I see right now. End of the divisional round, New Orleans taking on Green Bay. Okay. New Orleans will face the Packers, and Seattle will face the Niners. Okay. In this game, I see it extremely close. The Packers will also... Everybody will kick it into playoff mode, okay? We all know that. Okay, I've been saying that enough. But right now, the Saints are a tough team. They are gonna go into Lambeau if this was the playoffs, and I was correct on the first round. Green Bay they're a team who seems to always pull it off. Rodgers is an extremely good competitor. Him versus Breeze would be insane. But right now, I don't know what it is. I just see somehow, some way, the Saints edging out the Green Bay Packers in this game. I honestly don't know. This is a coin flip in my opinion, but I see the Saints pulling this one off 21-20 and moving on to the next round. And then we have here Seattle taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And in this case, I want Seattle to win so much because I'm basically like somewhat of a Seahawks fan. I mean, Pete Carroll, USC, fight on. I'm just saying, I will always be a Pete Carroll fan. Russell Wilson, a small guy who made it. I'm a small guy who really wants to make it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's so much there. I love the defense. So many players the Raiders and the Seahawks have shared. I'm just saying that I really like the Seahawks. I'm a big fan, of course, always, like I said, because of Pete Carroll too. But my biggest thing right now is the fact that the Seahawks, I don't know, they're strong, but the Niners, this past week, beating the Saints in a very close game like that, I just see the Niners being this extremely nasty, hardcore, competitive team who pulls this thing off and finds a way to win it. And I just really feel that they will find a way to win it. So I got them winning 35-31. After that, in the NFC Championship, we have the Saints taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And this would be, I have this game 42-35 for the San Francisco 49ers. Why do you say that? Because once again, they already fought. They already went head-to-head. It was 48-46 past week. The Niners found a way to do it. I think the Niners will find a way to do it, and they'll be home, so they'll find a way to do it this time at home versus the Saints in a very good game. Once again, 45-35, 42-35. Then Super Bowl 44 is the rematch of what was this? Super Bowl 47, 48, 49. I forgot which one it was, but this was, of course, the Harborough Bowl last time around. It won't be the Harborough Bowl this time, but I'll tell you what, Baltimore, I don't see this one being any different than last time. I know, of course, where the lights turn out and everything, that was, controversies and all those things got surrounded. We're not about controversy here at iSports Radio, so I won't even go into that. But what I do got to say here is, once again, stopping Lamar Jackson is not easy. Okay, stopping Ingram. This guy has he's played very well this season. That offensive line has been great. Marquise Brown is amazing. I know, I get it. The Niners defense, yes, they are a staple. They will be a big part of this defense, but I just feel like it'll end up ultimately being the Niners defense versus the Baltimore Ravens offense. In that case, I will have to pick the Baltimore Ravens offense. Overall, on the other side of the ball, Jimmy G is a great player, but Baltimore's defense, I think, will actually be able to slow them down a little bit, even enough to keep, Kittle and even the guys who I think are completely amazing. You've heard me rave about Deebo Samuel out of South Carolina from the Senior Bowl this year. I thought he was the best receiver in the Senior Bowl coming out, and he has proven to be amazing. But overall, I just think that the Baltimore Ravens have a little more oomph, and I think they win this thing 38-28, and that is my final, and that was my reasoning. So, disagree with me all you want. That's awesome. Please do so in the chat room, or please do so, or agree with me if you'd like to, in the chat room or in the forum. Show me some love. Regardless, even if I didn't show your team love, I'm sorry. I was being real. You can bash my Raiders all they want because they're terrible. But anyway, let's take a look to let's take a look and roll it on now to the chat room real quick and see what everybody's thinking. So, all right, let's take a look here. We got, let's see. Sharon says, the Chargers won last week. He says, but they won't be going to the playoffs. PSAs to all Charger fans. From, what did he say? From a diehard Chargers fan. Stop saying that Phil Sember is going to save them. He said this yesterday on the Defining Moment. Thanks, brother. He says, I say the same thing about the Raiders. Stop saying that they're going to make the playoffs because they're not. Raider fans, I'm just saying. And for those of you who are not saying that, who are not admitting that yet. So, anyway, it says, the Chargers are not going to the playoffs. They're not anywhere. They're not going anywhere this year. Look ahead to next year and move on. There is no hope for this team. The Chargers should be looking ahead to the future. And Charger fans, stop making fun of Raider fans when they lose. At least they have potential of going to the playoffs. You're nice, Taryn. Appreciate you, man. That's because he's my boy. That's why. But even if you do mean that, appreciate it, man. But we are not going to no playoffs. Trust me. He says the only potential the Chargers have is to be kicking and screaming in a tank. Well, there you go. What's going on, boy? What's going on, Mr. Ashton, man? What's going on? I saw them boys. That's why I said boy. But yeah, he's still them boys. So what up, Larry Nice? What's ready, people? What's going on, brother? How's it going, man? He says, let's see here. He says, Terrence says, it's, let's see here. Let's get to the, okay, so let's see here. They are talking about. Okay, so Terrence says it's going good. He's got done with finals today. Hey, congratulations, Terrence. Congratulations on your finals, man. He says life is good. I'm excited for another week of football, even if my team is out of the playoffs. Yep. Ashton says glad you're good, and prayers up on good scores on the finals. That's right, man. Prayers up, Taryn. Hopefully you get some good scores, man. Oh, I know you will, man. You're a tough guy. So he says my Cowboys have to find something we talked about last night. Some I don't know, my bad. I don't know. Maybe I read that wrong, but got to move forward. Brandon, by the way, big ups to Brandon Buckingham. Brandon says Allen works on accuracy. He could be dangerous. Yes, it's true, man. Allen gets more accurate. This dude, the Buffalo Bills are going to go somewhere, man. Terrence says don't sleep on the Tennessee Titans. They could steal the NFC South. They absolutely could. Considering Ryan Tannehill has them in the right direction at quarterback position. Absolutely. And then Ashton says no points, though that's questionable, but I will respect your opinion there, V. I believe in them boys. Hey, I respect your opinion as well, but then I just don't see anything. I don't see anything competitive right now. I really don't. I don't see anything competitive about the Cowboys. I would love to say different, because I thought last year they had such a great chance to get there. All the way to the NFC Championship. They did not get there. It sucks, but this year they took giant steps backwards. I'd love to see them win it, and you're always supposed to love your team and cheer for your team. So I'm all for that, Ashton. So that's all right, man. Please, that's okay. Disagree with me. That's your team. If my Raiders were your Cowboys are, and I heard some dude talking on the podcast, I'd be like, I respectfully agree as well. I respect your opinion, but it's my team. I love my team. I'm gonna not ever turn my back on my team. So Ashton says he has turned the Titans around. Agreed, they could get in. And then Terrence says respectable advice is there. Hey, thanks, but appreciate it, guys. So thank you to everybody in the chat room right now. Appreciate y'all. Ashton says fire Garrett. Garrett, you're cold. Now his words, y'all, not mine. Look at the chat room. His words, not mine. But yeah, so there you go. That's my reasoning, and basically my reasoning on why tomorrow's game is just going to not be competitive, because the Ravens are so much better than the Jets. The Jets are it's just not going to be a good game. It's not. And if it is a good game, well, then somehow, some way it happened. So congratulations to teams that congratulations to teams that. I'm sorry, I was over here looking on this dang thing. Got distracted by a freaking thingy here. But anyway, congratulations to the Baltimore Ravens on an easy victory. Just kidding. But in the overall voting poll, y'all, I just got to say it was 100%. It wasn't many votes today. I didn't get the polls out on time, but 100% of y'all out of 19 votes picked the Ravens. So yeah, I'm not disagreeing with y'all, man. I definitely think the Ravens will pull this thing off. I'm even gonna go final score on this. I'm gonna say 28-10. I'll give the Jets 10. But yeah, I think the Ravens win this one pretty easy. So anyway, with that said, when we get back, we got our first primetime face-off of the evening. Really excited to have these two on tonight's show. Well, you will find out. We got one of them debuting a new show tonight. On IE Sports Radio. And the other one, well, He will be debuting a new show on next Tuesday. Who are they? You will find out after this break. Once again, you're listening to The Defining Moment right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, what's up, BS3 sports fans? If you love listening to the BS3 Sports Show, check out the weekend wrap-up every Monday at 12:15 Central Time, 1:15 Eastern, recapping the weekend in sports like you never heard it before. Comedy, interactive chat room, it's a must-listen. Weekend wrap-up on Spreaker.com, part of the X Squad. Check it out. You won't be disappointed.
NBA, college basketball fans out there, tired of hearing about just the dramatic stuff in the basketball world, tired of hearing about what such and such wore tonight, and not about the game? Hey, leave all of that alone. Because on Wednesday nights, I got this show called Fast Break with Phil Jones here on the IE Sports Radio. And all we talk about is straight basketball, from where it comes down to the NBA, the NCAA, and even the WNBA. I don't discriminate. I give all my NBA, my basketball, whatever you want with sports, to the slam dunks, to the three-pointers, to the teardrops, to the game winners. I'm there. I'm speaking about it. I have a debate. I have my panel. I got a squad that rolls in, and we're going to be talking mad sports. We're going to be talking about the Lakers. We're going to be talking about even the Brooklyn Nets. We're going to be talking about who's the top team out there in the NBA. So, tired all the drama. Tired all the... What did he wear today? What kind of shoes he had? Forget all that. Just come over. Fast Break with Phil Jones here on IE Sports Radio every Wednesday night at 8 Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time, y'all. So, yo, tune in.
Hi, everybody. It's Calvin here from USRN, here to give you an important message. Since 2017, we have done our absolute best to provide you with nothing but the highest quality of sports calls in the greatest of quantity possible. Thanks to you, our station has grown more than we ever thought. That's why, with your help, we would like to grow even further. Just think, twice the amount of your favorite calls, 24 hours of coverage, talk shows, play-by-play, game-by-game analysis, and so much more. That's right, USRN2 is officially in development. But we can't do it alone. We have set up a GoFundMe page that you can access from our homepage on the left of your screen. We also are planning special giveaways and prizes to our highest donors. Our goal here at USRN is to bring you the best calls possible at no cost to you. In order to continue to do that, we need your help now. Please check out our GoFundMe page, and if you would like to know how you can help, you can email usrnradio@gmail.com. Without your support, we couldn't do what we do.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Vince Wright, the sports governor from the great state of Minnesota, and I want to thank you for listening to Sports Done Right. Make sure you're checking us out on all of our platforms, whether it's Spreaker.com, XSquadAffiliates.com. We're also heard on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, so keep it tuned here. More great things coming from Sports Done Right.
Were you listening to a great game on USRN, but then the Wi-Fi crashed in the final seconds? Or do you simply want to listen to the best calls we here at USRN have to offer? Well then, you need to go check out our Audio Boom page. It holds a collection of our best calls that you don't want to miss. How do I get there, you ask? You can download the Audio Boom app and look up Ultimate Sports Radio, or simply go to audiobook.com/Ultimate Sports Radio. And as always, thanks for listening and making USRN one of the most talked about sports networks on Mixler.com.
Here comes the pitch, and it comes in wide.
On the BS3 Sports Show.
Welcome to the BS3 Sports Podcast. We hope your experience with us is amazing. Sports talk, comedy, social issues, and more. BS3 is the best source. Can you dig it, you sucker?
Hey USRN fans, do you have a product or company you're trying to promote? Look no further. USRN is teaming up with small local businesses trying to establish themselves via online promotion. Let us know if you're interested. Email us at usrnradio@gmail.com to learn more.
Attention, all sports fans! If you're someone who wakes up each morning with a list of sporting events to go along with your to-do list for the day, then you just might be a diehard. The world of sports is as vast as the ocean is deep, including the major leagues, the minor leagues, the college, and everything in between. This is me, your boy Larry B of IE Sports Radio, welcoming you to join me every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on The Defining Moment, a show that focuses on what really matters in the sports world, sports themselves, and nothing outside of them. Once again, tune in for The Defining Moment with me, your boy Larry B, every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio, right here on Spreaker.com. We'll see you there. What's going on, football fans? This is me, your boy Larry B, inviting you to join myself, Colin Reynolds, Mike Pat, and John Felipe for one of the most electrifying football shows you have ever heard. 3 and Out, right here at IE Sports Radio. Recap of the week before, a preview of what's to come, and of course, 3 hardcore head-to-head prime-time face-offs each week. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back, y'all. I was having such a great conversation with these two that I literally forgot to come back from commercial. That was fun. Anyway, with that said, yeah, that was interesting, but I'm really glad that we have these two here tonight. Went a few minutes over, but this will be a quick face-off. It'll be a lot of fun, I think. And it's cool because this is the first time I can say ever in the history of IE Sports Radio that we're about to have a primetime face-off here between two vets. One of them a little bit more vettier than the other one because one has just been with us this year, but you can kind of call him a vet already in a sense. And the other one, well, she's been around IE Sports Radio for, my gosh, the better half of the years that we've been around, which is pretty freaking cool. So I'll tell you right now, she's been a part of this show so much that I finally just said, you know what, you're pretty good at this. How about you and your husband come along and make a show on our network? And no joke, Dee wrote me back in like, maybe it was a minute. Maybe. maybe like a minute and a half, maybe like around there, and was like, yeah, we're down. So I was like, all right, I'm down. So I'm so happy because both of these two here today, one of them is debuting a show in an hour, 1 hour's time. And the other one, well, she will be debuting her show with Mr. Mike, which is freaking cool. I got to talk to him last night for the first time. Great guy. And they will be debuting their show on Sunday. So tonight, in 1 hour's time, right after the show concludes, you will hear the inaugural episode of the Wild West Sports Podcast with, of course, Mr. Brandon Buckingham. You know him from Bases Loaded here on iSports Radio, our baseball show. And, of course, the one and only Mr. Matt Hames, who's joining us right now. Of course, they'll be talking all West Coast here, all West Coast sports. Of course, they're not limited to talking all sports, but the emphasis is heavy on the West Coast for their show. And then on to Sunday's show. Actually, no, next Tuesday. It'll be next Tuesday. That's right, because our Southern show is on Sundays. Oh my gosh, so many shows, and I'm loving it. But on to next week, on Tuesday, well, it's going to be freaking awesome because it'll be a late night show for these two on the East Coast, but they are quite excited to do it, and I'm happy to have them both. Of course, the lovely Miss ABC of D, Miss D, and Mr. Mike, her husband, great guy. They're going to have their show called Lake Effect Sports, which is freaking awesome. I didn't even know what the heck that meant until she told me what it was, which is pretty cool. And I love their banner because she designed it, and they're Laker colors. Yay. Anyway, so they will have their heavily emphasized on the East Coast, but of course not held talking all sports. So very happy to have them both here. We'll have to have them all a part of iSports Radio, and now I'm glad to have them both, well, one half of each of those shows here tonight. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, for our first primetime face-off of the evening, representing the away team, a team who I just think right now is, they're on a mission. That's all I really got to say about this team. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the representative of the away team in this game for the Buffalo Bills. Ladies and gentlemen, she, of course, is one half of our brand new show here, Lake Effect Sports on IE Sports Radio, and overall diehard Buffalo Bills fan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming the one, the only, and for the first time, I can introduce her as IE Sports Radio member, proud member of the IE Sports Radio family. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming Miss D. What's going on, D?
Hey, so glad to be back again with you and happy to be officially part of the family now.
Right? It's been so long. Like, we should have done this anyway. I know, like, she's like, seriously, like, a-hole, you could have done this like years ago.
Probably, but I'm not going to say it.
I'm sorry. I know. You deserve it. You deserve it. And like I told you, you can. I was happy. I'm happy I could bring you and Mike along. Y'all are awesome, and it's gonna be, your show is gonna be entertaining. I can tell you that right now. That show is gonna be freaking hilarious because, ladies and gentlemen, it is a husband and wife. It is a husband and wife. This is going to be a fun show. Anyway, talking sports. This is great. And both of them are such diehards. It's going to be awesome. And on the other side of this, representing the home team, with a team that I don't know how in the world they're winning games. Well, actually, I just said a little bit ago to them, I think his name is Mike Tomlin. And that's the only reason why they're winning games, because I couldn't tell you how else they're winning games right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the team that went on over to Phoenix this week, and you could have sworn it was Pittsburgh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in for the first time as official member of the iSports Radio family, and of course, die-hard Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Well, I'm glad to announce he's a part of the family now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the one, the only, Mr. Matt Hames. What's going on, Matt?
Hey, thank you, Larry D. I'm glad to be back here. I was robbed in the IE Sports Hall of Fame, and all of a sudden I got my own podcast now like everybody else, so I can get some more votes.
Oh my gosh, he would bring that up. And just so you know, D didn't even get out of the first round, and I thought she should have.
I didn't.
And so Matt, you made it all the way to the final round, okay, dude? So you know what? Be happy. Okay.
Hey, you want to know how much time I spent on Twitter trying to gather followers for that, man? So just wait. So
see, that's what I didn't do. I didn't promote it. I was just like, I got too much going on. I don't have time for this.
But don't worry, we're coming back strong next year, D.
Damn straight. I'm sorry. Darn straight.
No, hey, it's all okay. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. The explicit tag is a real thing, guys.
Meg Renee will edit that out later.
No, stop it. No, it's language is permitted. It's fine. It is what it is. We're good. But anyway, with that said, y'all, we're going to jump on to our first primetime face-off. It's not going to be a long one, because I know we got to get on to the next one. I waste a little bit of time trying to put the tag together and everything and talking to these two. But anyway, I'm excited to talk about this game because it's going to be, I think, pretty interesting. Well, on one side, you have a Bills team who is like, what in the world? Like, they're so close. I thought they were going to upset the Ravens last week, and like I told D, they laid an egg. I didn't know Buffalo's laid eggs, but they did. I found out they laid eggs because they did in that last game. And as for the Steelers, I mean, it's almost kind of scary to see them because they're not a good team, but it seems like time they're a good team, which is really weird. So I'm excited for this face-off. It's going to be a fun one. So with that said, let's get it, y'all. Here we go, starting things off. As I've mentioned, y'all, for Sunday Night Football primetime face-off number 1, Buffalo at Pittsburgh. Let's bully. All right, y'all, here we go. So first and foremost, let's start things off. X Factors, you know how I like to start things off. You know I love them. Well, let's get to it. First things first, we have the Buffalo Bills. Of course, Miss D representing the Buffalo Bills. Let's get on into the X Factors. You have 1 minute, Miss D. What do you think? Who do you think? Who's going to make that difference for you guys in this game to go on over to that really hard place to play called Heinz Field and pull off the victory? You have 1 minute. Begin.
All right. Well, for the Bills, and actually for both teams, the strength here is on defense, and I think it's going to be a defensive game, but the offense has got to score points. And so I think Josh Allen's going to be our X factor. He bounces back after a loss really, really well. He doesn't tend to make the same mistakes over and over. He beats himself up for the mistakes he made, and he knows that he was the problem last week. I think he's going to come out and play a much cleaner game, a much quicker passing game, and I think Josh is going to show us the type of quarterback that he was when he played so well against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I think Josh is going to be our X factor because we know the defenses are going to play lights out, so it's going to come down to which offense can score on which defense, and I think Josh is going to push us over the line and get us the W.
That's a really good little. You finished in 50 seconds, so that was perfect. But that's a little bit over that. But great job. And overall, yeah, I feel like Josh Allen. I love it. Brandon Buckingham earlier, Matt's co-host, of course, for tonight, the Wild West Sports Podcast. I love it what he said in the chat room. He said earlier, D, and I think we can all agree, Allen gets more accurate. You guys are really going to go. So you guys are getting that much better. And I think you even argued at one point too, D. You said that he was actually getting more accurate like earlier this season, and he really is. He's getting better. So. With that said, let's go on over to Matt. Let's get this thing going, man. So, all right, X Factors to help you guys knock off this really tough Bills team coming in hot on Sunday. What you got?
Well, I think the X Factor, and they've both practiced today, they've missed the last couple weeks, is James Conner, number 1, because they've been having a lot of trouble running the ball lately. They've been having, 4 people, Benny Snell, Jalen Samuels, Gareth White, I think is his name. Really, they've got a whole backfield of people. They pulled that White guy off the Bears practice squad, so every week they've got people running the ball. Their offense is one of the worst in the league. So I think James Conner is going to have to get the ball going. Juju will obviously help. Honestly, I think you're going to see him a little bit more in the slot as well, which is what he played when Antonio Brown was there, and I think that's really going to open up the offense a little bit more. And they're not going to be spectacular because they do have an undrafted quarterback, but I think Juju in the slot can open things up because they've had Deontay Johnson and James Washington doing so well on the outside lately, so I think that's going to open it up. But those are my X factors, and then of course the defense. TJ Watt and Bud Dupree have just been an absolute tear lately, and I expect that to continue. Watt is basically unguardable, it seems like, week after week, and those are my X factors.
You know what? That is a great picks there, and I think, sorry about that. I was actually getting ready to hit up our next guest, so I went a little bit over. That's okay, though. I was like a minute and 12 seconds, but great job there. Awesome job on picking the X factors there, guys, and I really do feel like this is, you really hit it on the head. Those are the players who I think are honestly going to be making the absolute biggest splashes in this game for both sides of the ball. So, as it goes, y'all, 2 diehards here. What more can you expect, listeners? With that said, let's go on now into the lightning round, have some fun going back and forth. So, 1 minute on the clock. We already got, you two know the drill. If you don't, well, then we'll get to that. But, of course, you two should know the drill by now. So, let's get it. D, start us off. Let us know your weaknesses on the Steelers. What can your Bills exploit on the Steelers to help you guys win this game on the road? You have 1 minute. Begin.
The Bills are going to eat duck for dinner. That's what's going to happen. This defense, we've only gotten better as the season's progressed, and they were stout defense to start off the season. Now we're getting to the quarterback with some regularity. We're putting a lot more pressure on. We're starting to get more tips and more takeaways. I think they're going to be able to rattle Duck and hopefully get some takeaways in our favor that we can score some points off of to make a difference in what will probably be a close defensive battle coming right down to the wire. I think that's going to be what we need to do as a defense and as a team, focus on the 3 and outs, the takeaways, getting into Duck's head. I mean, he's not an experienced quarterback, and he hasn't played any real dominant defenses yet. So this is going to be a litmus test for him as he develops as a quarterback.
Right at the buzzer. I mean, seriously, that is absolutely, yeah, you're playing a youngster. You're playing, you know what? Yeah, experience will play a role in this one, and the lack of experience as so. So, okay, I agree. So, 30 seconds on the clock, Mr. Matt. Let us know, why do you agree or disagree with what Ms. G said, and then just take the whole minute after that. So you have 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then right after that, talk about the weaknesses on the Bills that you feel that your Steelers can exploit. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Begin.
All right. Well, I disagree a little bit. I do credit the Bills' defense. They are a spectacular defense, but the part I do disagree with, I don't think they're really going to make Duck sweat all that much because they don't ask Duck to do very much. They play a lot of first and second down runs, and that's why I think James Conner is going to be so crucial, and getting Juju back. I really don't think he's going to sweat it that much. He's really a game manager if you look at his stats. They basically just, bend but don't break for Duck. Don't make the crucial mistake is what he does. So, and I think that's what's going to continue to happen. But kind of going off what Dee said, I'm not trying to copy it, but I think the Steelers defense is going to make Josh Allen's life a living hell. They are coming into an absolutely raucous crowd, and I don't think that they even quite understand what they've got themselves into coming into Heinz Field. When Heinz Field is rocking, that is not a place you want to be. The Steelers' defense, I think, has been number 1 in the league, especially over the last month or so. TJ Watt is basically unblockable. Bud Dupree is coming in. Minka Fitzpatrick. Joe Hayden's finally coming into his own. The last couple quarterbacks that have gone into Heinz Field, Jared Goff, Jacoby Brissett, Baker Mayfield, they have just absolutely gotten humbled when they came into Heinz Field over the last month. And to be honest, I could see three picks, 2 picks, and a fumble for Josh Allen. I don't think he has any idea what he's gotten himself into.
Ooh, okay. Well, with that said, D, you have now 30 seconds to rebuttal and defend your team. Do you think that Matt's onto something there, or are you like, no, sorry, dude, delusional? What do you think, D?
No, certainly Heinz Field is definitely a hard place to play, but the Bills have actually played better on the road this season than they have at home, which is strange. We actually have a 5-1 record on the road this season, and we've been able to go into the spotlight, into the big games, and play well. And Coach McDermott is going to stress taking care of the ball this week, because that's probably going to be what wins or loses this game, is who gets the takeaways, who gets the turnovers, who has the ball in the last possession of the game. So certainly he's onto something, but I think Coach McDermott's going to drill it into their heads that they can't have those takeaways.
Good stuff. Sorry about that one a little bit over there, but it's okay. So good stuff there, and yeah, I completely agree with that. So I think both of you have great points, and I like that. Both weaknesses and everything is this is intriguing. I like this a lot. So okay, let's move it on now into the fire round, the last round here, and get on into the game plans. And of course, we all are going to be like, you know what, that sounds pretty good. I would do that against us, or no, it's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen against my team. So anyway, well, from your team to my team. So with that said, D, start us off. You have 1 minute on the clock. Give us your game plan for the Bills to knock off those Steelers coming up on Sunday night. After that, we'll just go 1:30 again from that. You have 30 seconds after that to get into your rebuttal and kind of back up your team. Like, you know what, that sounds about good, D. Or no, sorry, D, you're delusional. And then get your minute in of your game plan towards the Bills, and then D, you'll have 30 seconds once again to either agree or kind of, defend your team in a sense, and then that will be it. We'll get to the final voting poll, and that will be it. So here we go. 1 minute on the clock. D, let's do this.
All right. Well, I think offensively the Bills need to have a little more variety in their offense than they had in the game plan last week. Last week we asked Josh to pass a lot, which isn't our strength, and it isn't something that we should be doing. Obviously, the run defense for Pittsburgh is very good and might be a little hard to run on, but Devin Singletary is shifty. Josh himself is a threat with his legs as long as he's healthy. We don't know that ankle wasn't a little bit hurt last week when he got stepped on by Mitch Morse, but we need to open things up a little more as far as the run game goes and get a little more creative with it. Defensively, we just need to keep doing what we do. We held Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to pittance of yards last week. We made Lamar Jackson look pedestrian for most of the game, so I think we're going to be able to keep the offense in check. It's more the offense for the Bills has to do their job and protect Josh Allen, give him time to make those reads and make those throws.
Awesome. I love that because I guess I accidentally hit the applause button instead. But honestly, D, it's because you were so enthusiastic that I just had to hit the applause button instead because that was good stuff. Okay, so I'll do the same thing for Matt right now. But okay, good stuff. So with that said, Matt, go ahead and get your 30 seconds in and then just go right into your minute. So you have 1:30 on the clock, good sir. Begin.
I expect that to be the game plan. That's what D said, but like I said before, no disrespect to D, but I don't give the Bills a chance in hell of winning this game, to be honest with you. They're going to come in and they're going to want to run the ball. They're going to get stuffed on the run. To be honest, I think that the Steelers playing the Browns and the Cardinals the last 2 weeks actually tremendously helps them to play the Bills because that's what Baker and Kyler also do. They like to try and scramble, so they've been having a spy the last few weeks in case Josh Allen tries to scramble out of the pocket. So I do think that helps them tremendously with that. My game plan for the Steelers is, and I don't hate it, but I feel like I give the same answer every time, but their offense is so terrible that pretty much you're going to see a lot of running on first and second down. One thing I do expect them to do heavily, if you guys watch the game, is James Conner will get the ball early, and I could see them trying maybe a couple fakes to Connor, to just even a couple quick passes to Juju over the middle, maybe even short passes to try to get him in a rhythm because they've missed the last couple games. But that's pretty much the game plan, is play defense, run the ball with James Conner, and honestly, pretty much just try and let your defense win the game like they have pretty much the whole season. Just don't screw up and let the defense take it from there.
Right at the buzzer. I didn't have to ring it. That was beautiful. 129. And you know what? It is what it is. Same answer. I mean, you know your team very well, and I don't disagree with what you had to say whatsoever, what you've said every time you come on here, because that's exactly what I'd be saying, too, if my team was where your team is. So, 30 seconds on the clock.
There's a reason the Steelers haven't blown anybody out in any game this year. It's they score enough, and then the defense puts it away.
No, you're absolutely right. And that defense, they definitely deserve that. They really do. I mean, what's of course the great Lee Corso say? And I gotta give them a yo, and that's exactly it. I agree with that as well. So, all right, D, you have 30 seconds on the clock. You know what to do. Defend your team. What do you think? Do you like the game plan? Do you not? I mean, defend your team. What do you think?
No, I think that's kind of what everyone's expecting the game to come down to. I mean, look, these teams are built similarly. They have less than stellar offenses. They have great defenses. They have two coaches who both learned from the same system, came from the same college, have the same mentor who's going to be at the game. So there are so many similarities between these two teams, I think, that I think his game plan's about what I would expect from a team who really does need their defense to help them stay in and win the game.
I agree. No, that's awesome to even think about that. So yeah, you're absolutely right. This is a very interesting type of game. I am so excited for this, and we're going to have ourselves great football game. So, with that said, the voting poll is in. We didn't have very many votes at all this week. I was all me. Once again, my crazy weeks and everything, is getting crazy. My bad. But the voting polls were in, so thank you to the 18 who voted. And, well, in those 18, actually, this was, I don't know. It's either D has a whole bunch of homies or Matt doesn't have enough on Twitter. I don't know what this is. I don't know if you guys even voted in this. But I do want to say...
I only have 3, and they're all in my division.
Well, it's always the best. Because I don't know. I mean, I agree with the fact that I think the Bills have an upper hand because they're just a little bit of a better team. However... And that's just because of the offense. I think the defenses are exactly straight, but if Big Ben was in here, this would be a very hard game, extremely...
It would be a completely different game with Big Ben.
I completely agree, without a doubt. So, however, I don't even want to give them the quick silence here. I'm just going to get right into it. 78% of you went with the Buffalo Bills to win this thing. I mean... Once again, I don't know. I mean, it's just, a small percentage of people, or a small group of people picked it, but I'll tell you right now, it's a good pick. The Bills are certainly riding in high, but, I like what Matt says. It's true. Heinz Field is probably one of the last places you want to play, just because the amount of people there, it's just a really
especially when the Steelers are on a roll like they are. Earlier in the year, the fans weren't really into it, and I saw on Twitter people were actually pissed that the fans weren't into it, but when the Steelers are winning, that is not a place you want to play when the team is doing well.
I agree. I completely agree. It's a very strong team.
That's true.
It really is. So, with that said, hey, both of y'all shake virtual hands. That was amazing. Y'all are awesome. I'm so excited to have you both on here. That's why I gave a few minutes here at the end, because I am so excited for this. Really am. Really, really, really quick. So, for both of your guys' plugs, you got to introduce the show. You have to. Especially you, Matt. You guys got, 39 minutes until you're on air, so we're really excited about that. So,
yeah, really hype that show up.
No, we're good. Me and Brandon have already talked, and we've got our show ready tonight. And you want me to promote the show?
Whoa!
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, we're first of all, the Steelers are going to beat the Bills 23-10, if anyone cares. And then after that, it's going to be a great show tonight with me and Brandon. We've already prepped. We're going to be going over some of the college football games, the college football bowl games that are going to be going on, previewing some of those. We're going to give our opinions about maybe possibly head coaching changes over at USC and UCLA. So really just a lot of West Coast sports, pretty much everything going on in the West Coast. We're ready for it.
I like it.
It'll be a fun show.
I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that you're not going to talk about, Montana State making their role in the Division II playoffs. I'm just saying, I mean, I'm sorry, in the FCS playoffs, just saying.
And if there's any Steeler fans listening to this right now, we are going to talk about how the Steelers fans invaded Arizona, so you don't want to miss that. If you didn't have enough of me on this show, then just tune in here in about 30 minutes.
It's going to be awesome. And then, Miss D, if you're not talking about Seton Hall's basketball team, I don't even know what to talk about. I don't even know. But anyway, with that said, alrighty, so great stuff, of course. Mr. Matt, where can they find you, man?
All right, I decided to switch up my Twitter handle because now that I got a podcast, I got to be more professional on Twitter. So you can find me at The Real Matt Hames, because there might be some fake ones running around now. So
there might
be. Real Matt Hames.
I like that. D, would you care to try and top that? Because your show is coming up in a couple of days. What are you and the infamous Mr. Mike, of course, the Wolves? I love that. I thought that was awesome. But I'm sorry. Go ahead and give us a little bit of a preview for your guys' show on Sunday, of course, let everybody know where they can find you. And for the heck of it, give your final score and tell Matt that he's wrong. Go ahead.
All right. Well, my final score is 17-14 Bills. I think Hauschka's going to win it for us because he's pretty mad that we made a waiver claim for another kicker after the Dallas game. So, that's my guess for the game. And I don't usually give scores, so I'm not sure why that one's sticking with me, but there you have it. You can find Our show, Lake Effect Sports, will be Tuesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, so that's 7 p.m. on the West Coast. And we're going to talk about sports here, primarily the Northeast, but of course on the East Coast as well, and nationwide a little bit, just because sports aren't just in one spot. We haven't quite nailed down what we're going to talk about fully for next week, but definitely a heavy dose of football talk, and we're going to dive a little bit into college basketball. I've shared a little bit of college basketball from the local teams on our Twitter feed already, and something that I'm excited to do because St. Bonaventure Bonnies are my alma mater, and it's 40 years since our Final Four team with so that's kind of what we're thinking right now. I obviously don't have a whole agenda put together yet because it is a final week of grading, and I have to get my final grades in by the end of the week, so I'm a little caught up in that right now. But you can find me at ABCofDDEE on Twitter, and also LE_sports_IE, which is our Lake Effect Sports handle. And we're really looking forward to talking sports and riffing off of each other, because we don't necessarily share the same sports opinions for most things, except when it comes to baseball. So
this is going to be awesome. I'm excited for this. I did not know that, by the way, y'all. D is a Bonnie. This is awesome.
I am always a Bonnie.
That's freaking cool. St. Bonaventure, y'all. Great school. So yeah, let's get them back in freaking March Madness. So that is awesome. That's super cool. Really excited. Mr. Matt over here grew up on a potato farm, apparently. Because
That's right. When I was back in high school and junior high, they actually, every single year, and they still do it too, they actually give you 2 weeks off of school, and you don't have to go work if you don't want to, but I would say probably 75% of the people in Idaho it's not just my high school, all the high schools in Idaho, that area, they would get 2 weeks off to go work, and you can do spud harvest, dig the potatoes, sort the potatoes, or you could just stay at home and sit and watch TV. But most of the people went and worked and got that money for 2 weeks. That's how crazy that is.
That's crazy.
That is good. I love it because both of you are coming from the northern part of the country. You got Idaho, Matt over here, and of course almost Canadian D. This is awesome. Yep. The Four Falls of Buffalo. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I don't want to go into that.
No, that documentary made me cry, okay? I cried.
Poor D. I feel bad.
It was so well done, though. It was so well done.
It was a good documentary. So, with that said, Ms. D, I keep on saying Sunday, I'm sorry, but next Tuesday, you guys got 6 days, you and Mr. Mike. I'm so excited for this show, Lake Effect Sports, y'all. And in just 33 minutes, we have Mr. Matt Hames, Mr. Brandon Buckingham coming at you. So, hey, Matt, go get prepared, get ready. D, we will see you soon. Get to your grading. I know I'll be teaching.
Yeah, I got chinchillas to feed and then grading to do. So
chinchillas to feed and grading to do. It sounds like a splendid evening.
That's my life.
That is awesome. All right, Ms. D, Mr. Matt, y'all take care. Have a wonderful rest of your evenings. God bless you both and your families, and we'll all talk soon. Take care, y'all.
Thanks.
All right, take care. Bye. You too. Bye.
All right, y'all. With that, so once again, Miss D and Mr. Matt Hames, great people there. Very excited to have them on here. Let's go ahead and jump on now over to one more break. When we get back, we got one more primetime face-off coming your way. You're listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
From the home plate to the nets, the end zone to the finish line, here nothing is off limits and no sport is safe. Not what it seems with your host Caitlin Seam, bringing you sports like you've never heard before. Catch me Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on IE Sports Radio. The only question is, are you ready?
Soccer Scoreboard Show with your host, Gabriel Montoya. This is the show for soccer, football fans, or whatever you call the beautiful game. Every week, I tackle the latest and greatest news from around the soccer world. From the English Premier League, to the World Cup, to MLS, Liga MX, and more. You can listen to the Soccer Scoreboard Show and our lineup of fantastic guests every Friday at noon here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Drivers, start your engines. Auto racing takes many forms, from the close quarter contact of NASCAR
to the high-speed, high-risk atmosphere of IndyCar,
all the way to the pinnacle of technology with the Formula One World Championship.
No matter if you prefer the high banks of Daytona,
the concrete canyons of Long Beach,
or the flowing curves of the Nürburgring.
The international language of motorsports is simple. Go fast,
run hard,
and come home first.
So join us, myself, Darrell Kinsey Jr.,
Lolita Camello,
and Michael Ward,
on a world tour of all the best motorsports has to offer on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on your home for all that is sports. IE Sports Radio.
That is right, y'all. Your direct feed for all that is sports. Coming right back in from the break. Unfortunately, y'all, I could not reach Mr. Vinny. I don't know what happened, but we don't have our Colts fan here. However, we do have our Saints fan. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how happy I am. He's ready, y'all, as you can hear. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to bring this guy back on. It has been a wild season. Busyness all around from everybody. I mean, it sucks I had to lose my colleagues for a while, but I'm glad I got one of them back tonight, at least for just a little bit. And he was on a couple weeks ago for Thanksgiving versus Jelani JB Bodie. I'm glad to have him back here, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about Monday Night Football versus the Colts. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, he, of course, is the Fat Man himself, Mr. Gumbo, ladies and gentlemen, proud fan of the Bayou, the #1 Bayou Bengals. Calvin Reynolds, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Larry B? What's going on, IE Sports Radio family? How y'all doing, man? I'm amped. You hear me?
Hey, you and me both, man. I'm just happy. I'm happy to have you back on the show again, man. I'll tell you what, Colin. This, is what it is. We couldn't reach our Colts fan, but I'm just gonna say this right now before we even get to the segment going on, man. You already know I'm picking them Saints to win this week. You already know that, man.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it, Larry, man. It's been a rough few days, man. It's about you, man. We're gonna recover, man. We're gonna shake back.
I definitely agree. So we're gonna have some fun here tonight, though, with Colin. Only gonna be for a couple minutes. I know we can't say too much longer or too long tonight. But real quick, Colin, couple questions about your team, real quick, man. I just wanted to ask a couple questions. So first things first, those Saints are a different story in a different book. Drew Brees goes down early this year. Bridgewater steps in. Teddy balled out. Then I think you guys got one loss with Teddy or something like that. Went right before Brees came back. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And then Brees comes back. But Colin, it's fair to say, man, since Breeze came back, you guys have been playing a lot of close games. I'm not trying to say that it's because of Breeze. I'm not trying to say that, you guys have kind of lost some wind in your sail. I'm just saying that you've played some tough games. Of course, you had tough opponents. The Niner game was extremely tough last week. But what I'm saying is what do you think, man? What is it with all these close games? I mean, I think last year you guys were, you were winning by a pretty hefty margin by a couple of these games. I mean, what do you think right now, man? Do you think your team is kind of hit like a little bit of a rough patch trying to gel and get things back together, or are you thinking nothing of it? Hey, we're winning, and that's all there is to it. By a lot or a little, we're still winning. What do you say, Colin?
Well, first, Larry, we say win is a win, 1 point, or whatever. Well, sloppy wins are not good wins because these guys by the skin of your teeth. And right now, this thing has we have a pretty small margin of error right now. Camaro is not playing the way he's capable of playing, and let me just stop there and see this Saints team is resilient. That's the word of the season, resilient. Breeze was down, Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0, and Breeze came back early and got a loss after that, and he put up a phenomenal game Sunday, but our defense has been lax the last weeks. People been scheming against them. And now, they're exploiting Apple again, and we can't hide him anymore in coverage. Gardner, he's been coming in, the rookie, 22, been coming in, trying to put big veteran minutes, and we had a lot of our younger players, man, but this season, it's been a resilient season, man. Right now, we lost 2 linebackers last week. This week, we lost 2 D-linemen. And we're still playing phenomenal football as a group. I remember, Larry, when I first met you, I told you, the 53-man roster, it's always playing for the man next to you, to the right, to the left. And it's next man up. And going on, man, it's got to be next man up, next man. But also, remember, you lost the 49ers, 3 wins for 49ers, 3 wins by the 49ers. You lost them, lost the Rams early in the year. I think that was more of a Breeze injury, but we're resilient here about you, man. We're not trying to have a pity party. We're just trying to tell people and show the world that we're a team that can come over any adversity. We're a city that overcomes any obstacle, man. And right now, Sean Payton regroup. He's one of the greatest masterminds in the history of football, but definitely the best coach in the NFL from New Orleans Saints ever had, man. So I feel right now, man, we got to be better and scheming and better than executing. So going forward, man, I think that we're ready. And this coach team is coming in. They're not a pushover. They're professionals, and you can't overlook nobody. You can't downplay nobody. You got to play 4 quarters of great football.
I could have said that better myself, Colin. You are absolutely correct, man. This Colts team is coming in. They're hungry. They took a tough loss last week. They just took a very tough loss to the Buccaneers, a game they should have won, but, they just, you got guys over there on the side like Jacoby Brissett, who's playing good football right now. It's just, they just got to get some kind of a gel more together on that offense, but they're getting it. The defense is actually playing pretty well. Overall, it's going to be a pretty fun game, but right now, man, the ESPN Scores and Wrap has you guys favored by 9 points right now. You guys are 10-3. They're 6-7. Yes, they are playing for something, Colin. They are definitely playing for something. They are definitely not out of the AFC playoffs right now. They are still in it. They are right there next to the Raiders. They're 6-7, but their days are not. They are not out of the mathematically. They are not eliminated from the playoffs, or they are not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. They're only 2 games back from Houston and Tennessee right now, who both have 8 wins apiece, and they're fighting hard. You guys are leading the NFC South by 4 games. I think, there's the Z by your name, so you guys have already clinched it.
We won a division.
You guys already won it, and right now you guys are the current current 3rd seed in the NFC. So right now, Colin, let us know, man. First things first, I want to know, of course, we're going to ask the general questions real quick. I want to know your X factors for this game, who you think is going to help you out. I want to know the weaknesses on the Colts that you think you guys can exploit, and then I want to hear your game plan with the final score if you'd like. So I know it's a lot, but if you can, just throw that all together real quick, man.
I got you, man. All right. Well, first, let's do the X factors, man. Our X factors we can't have. Larry has to be. I'll do live. Even though we lost 2 nose guards, We need Cam Jordan. I mean, I know he's one of our top players. We need Cam Jordan to anchor down this D-line and put some pressure on the quarterback. And, Jacoby said he's a running quarterback, mobile quarterback. And also on the back end, we need Lattimore, we need Bell to anchor down this secondary. Eli, but they we need those three players, Bell, Lattimore, and Johnson to anchor down this defense. And on the offensive side, we need Kamara. We need Alvin Kamara of Bash. Him to set the tone. Not really just a game change. Just set the tone so everybody can fall in place. We know Mike Thomas can do it. We need somebody to put some numbers besides those two, man. And on the weakness of the coach, the linebacker core is not that great as pass defense. They can good at the run defense, but it's pass defense. So hopefully we get Jared Cook back. Jared Cook had a monster game for percussion return, 2 touchdowns. So if we get Jared Cook healthy, or even on tight end to just get a little factor and a difference maker, change the pace. Maybe I think that we can exploit their linebacker core. And our game plan, man, it has to start fast, hit hard. Because if you ever notice that the same thing to make around a little bit, we're going to play good football. We have to hit them hard, hit them fast, and go with it. I mean, we're injured. Everybody thinks at this point, everybody's average. Everybody from the training staff, the ball boys, all the way to the owner. Everybody's injured and mentally drained at this part of the season. And this is where you separate the boys from the men.
You know, Colin, that is something. Because you're right, man. You guys have hit so much adversity. Football has hit you guys harder than me have hit football this year. I'll tell you that. And you guys are still, you're absolutely right. The resilience in this team just says so much. And Colin, that even drips on into college ball, man. Because the resilience of your Bayou Bengals, man. I mean, seriously, like,
man.
This year could be. Go ahead.
Larry, sidebar with that. Listen, the story about Edwards and him with 2 last names, 2 dads, that was crucial. Joe Burrow coming from Ohio State to like a look over and to come to the Bayou first year Rocky, they come out, they put around the ball last year, and now he's pretty much got the Heisman. He walks in the national championship game, he's the Heisman. I mean, it shows that LSU, we haven't had a solid quarterback in over 10 years. And now we have a quarterback, we have a running back, 2 great wide receivers in Jefferson and Chief. Man, I'm excited for the Bayou Bengals, man. And this will be the first year that they can play the national championship here home in the Superdome. And then the Saints can also go, go to the playoffs and hopefully win the Super Bowl. Man, the football season down here in New Orleans is crazy right now, man. And we really rallying behind our teams right now.
I completely, I love that, man. You guys are something else, and I'm telling you folks down there in the South, it's a different level of football. I mean, it's amazing. I envy that over here in California, man. Y'all are. It's so true. Y'all close. I mean, high school, it's no joke when you see the movies from Texas and all that. Friday Night Lights closing down everything on Friday. No, it's the truth, man. Y'all over there in the South love your football. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the same exact way for high school football in Louisiana, right, Colin?
Yes, sir. We love football, man. And we just love the togetherness where it brings you, man. I mean, football is we love to be big shit. And we love, we love defense, we love offense, man, but we love the togetherness, man, the unity. And the South, that Southern hospitality just goes right in with it. And I feel that after Sunday, man, the disappointing loss, it's the air out of our sails, man. But I think you're going to see a total different Orleans State team on Monday night. The extra day of rest will be great. And then, man, we done a home stretch. Now we want to vision. Now we're to really get our scheming down, ready for the playoffs, man. Everybody know we want dome field advantage, but we got to show them that we can go to anybody's place to play top football.
I agree, man. You guys, no hating on the Colts, but I definitely got to say, I'm for sure picking you guys in this game. It's just the fact that the Colts, they've had a tough year. You guys, man, there's so much there on that team, and as you say, man, it's a gumbo. I mean, y'all have so many different flavors, so many different parts of this team that just make it this amazing unit. And you guys really do have a very good chance of not only winning this game, but making a deep run in the playoffs. And I think this is going to be really tough. The only team I had you guys fall into was in my predictions for Week 14. It can change by next week, but was the Niners. And honestly, man, that was a tough game because I think you guys could even pull that off. And if you guys are able, in my opinion, if you guys are able to get past the Niners this time around, coming in the playoffs, I think you guys are going to the bowl this year. I mean, Colin, you agree with that, right?
Hey, man, Niners play a great game. I don't want to hate on the Niners. Let me just say this, Larry. Let me just say this. With the way the Niners played us and the way we was answering, that showed me that injured Saints, not playing 100% quality football, and we still saw and stayed in that game. So we were ready for a few mistakes and get some people back healthy. It's over with. It's over with. It'll be the Saints in the Super Bowl guaranteed. That's their favorite. They have some great teams in the AFC, but we'll be a favorite for the AFC to represent our conference. And I'm going on my score prediction this Sunday. I mean for Monday. I'm going with it's going to be a couple field goals in that one, Larry. I'm going to go with
34-40?
34-20.
34-20. Okay, hey, you know, man, that's a good score prediction. I'm gonna give mine right now too. I think you guys are gonna win this one. I think that's a good score. I'm just gonna say 31. Actually, I'm gonna say 35-24. They're gonna get their licks. Your guys' defense isn't, extremely potent, but they're good, and they're good enough to continue to get better and to learn and to continue to roll on from their you guys' losses from this year. So you're just going to get better. Of course, the Colts are going to fight you guys. I know the Colts are going to. There's no doubt in my mind the Colts are going to come and fight you guys.
Yeah, I'm worried about Pascal. I'm worried about Pascal, man. That dude have 19 targets, man. I mean, I'm like, whoa. Past 2 weeks, I'm like, yeah, he says well, and no T.Y. Come on, the receiver core is down, so he's gonna get his touches, man. So, Eli Apple and a couple other people that's not, not as strong in the coverage still. So, it's gonna be kind of rough for our DB this week, but I think if we can get up on it quick and then it's out the crowd and Eli gets a push, and I think you'll see another Saints team.
Absolutely. You said Paris Campbell, correct? That was the young man you pointed out?
Who?
What you said in the receiving core?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pascal, how do you say his last name?
Oh, I thought you said Paris Campbell. I'm sorry.
No. Pascal, from out?
Yes.
For the Colts.
Yes, yeah, great player there, man. Absolutely. I'll tell you right now, man, this is a very good, potent team that you guys have right now. And I feel like right now you guys just have, it's your guys' game to lose. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're going to win it. I think you guys have every bit of momentum in this favor. There's no need to even go get dramatic for the primetime face-off for the pick. Of course, there was no face-off, but there's only 2 minutes left here in the poll. We only had 20 picks, 20 votes this week. Once again, I got the polls out late, but looks like 80% of you are going with the New Orleans Saints to win this week, and I completely agree with that fact, man. I don't think it's going to be that lopsided, but I do feel like right now the Saints, you guys are going to come away with the victory, and I feel like right now you guys are, you're playing extremely well, and right now I just feel like the Saints are going to go as far as the Saints want to go.
Hey, man, I appreciate this point, man. We the Bayou, man. That's how it's about. I've been thinking last week. We the Bayou. And we just try to stick together, man, and try to come out the dirt, man, and make sure that we represent our city, represent our team, and our fans. And man, I think that Saints will turn around and there's a deep run into the playoffs there. But man, we're not taking no more surprises. So we got to go in. We got to start fast. Don't wait till you see what they're working with to fight back. Keep swinging from the beginning.
Absolutely, man. So, hey, Kyle, with that said, man, that's going to do it for the segment, brother. Hey, man, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out your day today to talk with us about some football, man. Talk to me about some football. We'll be getting you back on the Defining Moment really soon, man. Once everybody's schedule calms down, everything will be good to have back to talk some basketball, man. AD dropping 50 in LA the other day. So happy, so proud of that guy.
Man, It's scary. It's gonna be scary, and it's scary in LA, man. Trust me.
I'm excited for this.
It's scary in LA, man.
It is.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. But yeah, man, I miss I miss the final moment, man. But so things happen, man. But we gonna work it out. So I make some appearances here and there, man. Because sports is life, man. Sports is life.
It's true. No, you're still a part of us, man. I'm going to say right now the schedule got kind of crazy, but like I said, but real soon we'll get everything tamed down. You'll be right back with us, man. So, hey, with that said, brother, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day, man, while your night. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here. And go ahead, man. You know the drill. Let these people know. Let these diehard Saints fans know where they can find you on Twitter.
Hey, man, y'all can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the same. Shatmac_K. That's SATMAC_K. That's Satan trials, make a Christian, helping hand, and loving hearts, make the world a better place.
That's right, brother, always. But hey, thank you so much for being on tonight's show, man. God bless you and your family. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, man. God bless you and your wife. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will talk to you very soon. And hey, man, when we get back up on here, it's going to be all kinds of sports. Probably as early as next week, man. You ready?
Yes, sir, man. I'm ready, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Get in touch with me there, man. Let's do it, man.
Always, brother. Hey, you have you a great evening, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All you do the same, man.
Peace. All right, y'all. Let's get Mr. Reynolds. When we get back, well, it's time to get on into those final picks. Oh, yeah. We are ready. I hope you are. You're listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Wrestling fans in the podcast world, you are in the right place to listen to the right show, the premier show in the professional wrestling podcasting world. This is Ring Rambling Radio, and you're listening to one of the co-hosts. I am Martin Sandoval, a.k.a. the SoCal Saint, along with my two co-hosts, the lovely Felicia and my boy Matt. Yes, every Saturday or every other Saturday morning, you can listen to us, the premier wrestling team, giving you the premier wrestling news, rumors, updates, event discussions, everything that has to do with professional wrestling. You're in the right place. IE Sports Radio presents Ring Rambling Radio. Don't miss it, because it's just too sweet.
Hey guys, it's Blake Henley, better known as H-Town Blake to some of you. Happy to announce that Bases Loaded is back in full force. We'll be bringing that high heat every Tuesday night here on IE Sports Radio. So come home, get ready, dig into that batter's box, and see if you can chase that high heat, baby. So we'll be coming to you live with all the stats, all the rundowns, all the division rivalries, and every team that's going to make the playoff push to get to that one and only October and get to the pinnacle of what baseball is, to hoist that Commissioner's Trophy when it's all said and done.
College football, and do you want to hear a college football show dedicated to all that is college football, including junior college and the CCCAA and the NJCAA, the NAIA, and the NCAA, including Division III, Division II, Division I AA in the FCS, and Division I A in the FBS. Well then, look no further. Join myself, Larry B., and my colleagues, Mr. H-Town Blake Henley, and Mr. Christian Espinoza, each week during the college football season for the latest in college football on 3 and Out College Edition, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back, football fans. Well, we have exactly 6 minutes left here on the show, and we're going to get those picks done within 4 of them. Are you ready? Let's get into Week 15, y'all. Very simple. Tomorrow night, I do not see the Jets winning this game at all. You have a tough Ravens team, Lamar Jackson, Marquise Hollywood Brown. Enough said. Ravens win 24-14. Probably should be a little more. I'm just going to be a little nice and make it a closer game. Anyway, other than that, we are on the Patriots and Bengals. Patriots at 10-3, Bengals at 1-12. Seriously, I don't see this game going any other way than the Patriots. 31-10 Patriots. Buccaneers 6-7, Lions 3-9-1. Matt Patricia, can his defense pull one off this week? I certainly hope so. Tampa Bay is actually favored by 3 points. I'm going to give it to the Lions by a slim margin, 21-17, but I don't know. Anyway, next up, Bears taking on the Packers. Bears, at this first time they play, this is of course the opening of the season. Well, I think it might be the same. I'm just kidding. No, it will be the same exact result. The Bears are anything but spectacular this year. The Packers are fighting. They are the current second seed. I got them winning this one 31-21. Next up, we have the Texans at 8-5. The Titans at 8-5. This is for the division, y'all. Who wants it more? I seriously think the Titans are going to be able to fight extremely hard in this game and pull off the victory. I said it. The Texans last week, I don't know. They better fix it because the Broncos beat them down. I think the Titans will take that to their advantage and maybe look at that film. Is what it is. I got the Titans winning. Final score 34-31. Next up here, Broncos at 5-8. Chiefs at 9-4. They have the Chiefs favored by 9.5 points. After last week, the Broncos fighting the Titans. I'm sorry, the Texans the way they did. I think this will be a lot closer than they think. But 24-21, Chiefs all day in this one. Next up, Giants taking on the Dolphins. Will the Giants actually get over the hump this week and not let this one go if they're up early? I think they will. The Dolphins, they let one go last week to the Jets. They're just falling apart. The Giants, they already fell apart. Let's see what's up. I think Manning will come back out this week and be ready to win. I think they'll win this one. Final score 28-21. Next up here, the Eagles at 6-7. Redskins at 3-10. This one, the Eagles won last week versus the Giants. I don't think they should have a problem with the Redskins. The Redskins did fight the Green Bay Packers pretty good last week. However, I think the Eagles will find a way to pull this thing off. I got this one 27-17 for the Eagles on the road. Seahawks 10-3, Panthers at 5-8. This should, I don't know why I thought it was going to be a close game, but I seriously think the Seahawks are a little pissed off about last week. They're going to go and win this thing. Final score 35-21 on the road. Browns at 6-7. Excuse me. Cardinals at 3-9-1. This is going to be an awkward game, but there's no other way to put it. I have the Browns finding a way to win this thing on the road. Don't ask. I guess it's going to be a weird weird game, okay? But 17-15, final score. Browns find a way to win it. Vikings at 9-4. Chargers at 5-8. You know, the Chargers are just not. No, I do not see them winning this game at all. The Vikings are going to come on over to LA, get a nice little victory. I'm going to say final score 28-14. Next up, Rams taking on the Cowboys. Rams at 8-5, Cowboys at 6-7. Long story short, guys, I just don't see this working out for the Cowboys. The Rams played a lot better last week. If they play the way they did last week, I think they'll get this victory. Other than that, I got the Rams winning this game here. Final score 31-24. The Cowboys will fight, but a lot like last week, I'm going to say 31-17. The Rams win this one. And then we have on to Atlanta. The next, we are taking on the Niners at 4-9. The Falcons, Niners, the San Francisco 49ers at 11-2. There's no way to put this. The Falcons may have gotten a little bit better, but they're not that much better. Niners win this one. Final score 42-28. And then we have the Bills. Yeah, I said it. The Falcons find a way to put up 28. They have good players. They just haven't done that great this week. So, this season. But I think they'll find a way to actually give the Niners a good fight, but they will not win it, I don't think. So, anyway, on to Sunday Night Football. Bills 9-4, Steelers 8-5. Long story short, I think the Bills are just a better team. It's true what Matt said. The Steelers are hard to play in Hines. However, I just don't see this going any other way than the Bills. It's going to be a close game. Final score 27-24. Colts and the Saints. I have the Saints winning this one. I forgot what I said the score was. I think it was 35-21, but Saints all day. With that said, cue the music, because I'm out of here. Whoops, I forgot the Raiders and the Jaguars. Well, it's our last game in Oakland, so I think the Raiders will win this one. Final score, I don't know, 21-14? Let's go with that. Sounds good, right? Whatever. Anyway, Raiders find a way to win it. Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, with that said, y'all, this has been 3 and Out for the week. Well, hopefully you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. Give me a follow at the THE_LB53 on Twitter. Give us all a follow at iSports Radio on Twitter, on Instagram. Give us a like on Facebook. We'd certainly like that as well. Check us out on iSportsRadio.com. Show us some love, y'all. We're on SoundCloud now. We're all over the place. So stay tuned, y'all. Brand new show premiering right now. The Wild West Sports Podcast coming your way with Mr. Brandon Buckingham and Mr. Matt Hames coming your way. I will see y'all next week. It's me. This has been me, your boy Larry, signing off. I'll see y'all next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.